Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Megan, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I play review series videos I do for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I am parked next to a car lot, so I apologize if you hear any shit in the background. But anyway, folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work. I found some shit to review for you. That is definitely the case today. Went over there, got off work a little less than an hour ago, and man, I was done on a bun, son. Like, I was so done with work. Like, it was one of those nights, man. It was just like trying to keep ahead of a million things and, trying not to lose sight of the shit that I'm already taking care of, and just, it was bad. Definitely not maybe one for the record books, but it was definitely one of note. And if you watch my channel for long enough, you know that, sometimes if I've had a night at work, man, all I want to do is just go out after I get done, get myself a nice little treat. So that's what I did. And I decided to pop out to, boom, Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I just got through reviewing this. This is their avocado smoothie. Go check that out. But I figured, especially since we had to go over there and have a long-ass meeting anyway after work, I was a little bit hungry. So, boom! Another thing from Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Which, by the way, because these are Tropical Smoothie Cafe reviews, they're going to end up on my Tropical Smoothie Cafe playlist. That's a playlist for just Tropical Cafe smoothie reviews. What is this, folks? Well, it's one of their healthier-ish things. This is their Hummus Veggie Wrap, which consists of hummus, smashed avocado, pepper jack, so it's not vegan. I believe it's vegetarian, but it's not vegan. Romaine, rice, black beans, pickled red onions, tomato, with a light ranch sauce. Ooh. So let's open it up and give it a go. I mean, I'm not usually like a veggie wrap guy, but, what the fuck ever. Basically, at a certain point, I start running out of options. That's where these come into play. It looks like this. Boom! It smells really good, if I'm honest with you. Let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like... Ha 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 ha! Let's give it a go. Okay. My immediate critique, they definitely could have gone lighter on the ranch. Like, despite the fact that they call it like a light ranch sauce, it's a very punchy ranch. And it's not like heavy like a buttermilk ranch, but it's very, very punchy with the flavor. And I like ranch. Ranch is fine. I'm from the Midwest, like we pretty much have to. It's like a law or something. But it is a bit overpowering. I would say for probably about 50% of the eating experience, that was like 90% of what I was getting. And I was still getting the other stuff and everything. I was kind of, swirling around in my mouth a little bit, trying to work it out as it went. Once that faded out, the whole thing opened up. That's when it was like, oh, okay, there's, I can properly taste the hummus, and, I can, get the other elements. But you can taste the romaine, for sure. I mean, the rice and the black beans are probably more for kind of filler, but I'm okay with that. Um, you definitely get the pickled red onions because you get like a sharp taste like through the whole thing. To the extent where initially, when I wasn't thinking about it, I thought maybe that was just how they seasoned the hummus, because like sometimes you'll get like a hummus that is, depending on how they prepare it, it can be a little bit of a bite to it. But I think that's more the pickled onions because it's punchy. But yeah, I mean, it's nice. I do feel like the avocado kind of gets lost. Like, I'm sure it's in there a little bit, but between like the earthiness of like the lettuce and stuff like that, the romaine and everything, and then you've got like the smoothness of the hummus. The hummus tastes really nice, I'll say that. And then you have like like that sharpness of pickled onion. I'm sure the avocado is doing something, but it's not like a highlight, I mean, it's nice overall. Yeah, I think it's, you know, veggie stuff sometimes can be potentially a little bit boring, but it doesn't have to be. Uh, veggies are, they provide like a whole different range of textures and flavors. Um, I think if you're going over there, you're working that in. You know what? The pepper jack. Maybe the tanginess was from the pepper jack. Now that I think about it, maybe that was like a mix between those two. But anyway, it doesn't taste very cheesy. I will say that. But point I was getting at, like I said, like veggie stuff doesn't have to be boring, and you can have vegetarian options and even vegan options that taste really good and have a lot going for them. I think this is one example where this really worked pretty well. I'm not going to consider it a full-on home run. It's like a triple. Again, I think the ranch was a little bit much, but there were some nice things there, and the things that were trying to be highlighted, I think, worked really well. Certain things I felt got lost in the shuffle a little bit, but overall it was nice. Two questions have to be asked, though. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with on rare occasion, and sure. Even with me trying to be as complimentary as I can about it, at the end of the day, I'm an omnivore kind of guy. That's just who I am. I am definitely the type of person I enjoy like a proper protein in my wrap. And, I've reviewed a few wraps from Tropical Smoothie Cafe now, and typically they're all very good. And I would consider this one to be a very good one too. It's just, am I going to take this over, the Jamaican jerk or the Thai one or whatever? Probably not. But every now and again I might grab this one because I do appreciate that even without the protein, it's full of flavor. And again, I think the flavors that they're highlighting are really nice. It's just, again, I'm not a huge veggie wrap guy, but I'm not going to knock it. It's just not, always going to be my go-to. And for that reason, if I'm recommending it, it really does come down to what do you want, on a personal level. If you're a little bit more like me, I'll say this, if nothing else, if you're interested in it, try it. Because I think that, again, the flavors are really nice, and it'll probably surprise you with how much flavor they managed to pack in there. It's got some nice things going on. But I do think, again, if you're along the lines of my personal taste, yeah, you're probably going to want one of the more traditional wraps. But at the same time, it's nice that it's there as an option. And if you're somebody who, you like the more veggie-oriented wraps, well, this is a pretty good one. It's probably, I'm not saying I have a great pool to draw from, of veggie wraps that I've had, but I've had a few here and there. I'd say this is one of the better ones that I've had. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go with their episodes. Truly veggie-tastic rest of your life. Because again, hey man, veggie stuff can be really good. I don't think I'm ever in risk of becoming a vegetarian, but, follow 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated, but what you can't do all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholeness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, my thing for you is that if you find yourself in situations in your life where you're faced with personal frustrations, be they professional or just in your day, whatever they may be, just try to keep yourself calm and measured. You might have to go off a little bit. I'm not ashamed to say that, sometimes you just got to, but, try to keep your cool, try to make it through your day, because if nothing else, it's like, like I say, it's like, it's not just about you, it's, you're trying to make things better for the people around you, and that's why, for me personally, part of the reason why I don't go off, it's because, like, I don't, other people don't need to deal with my bullshit, but sometimes we just got to, sometimes it just happens, so, but try to measure it out, I think that's important.